Here we set the content location of the frame to the victim scripts, of course the flowed script, okay, which is paste text. Then we overwrite the opener object of the attacker window with this structure. In this case, we had to overwrite several objects because the flow should go okay, so no exception should be triggered and so on. So it's kind of like trial and error, but the effective method, which is overwritten and that returns the payload, is this one, adver. Okay. So it's a trial and error. You have to construct, you have to build the opener object in order to perform the attack. Okay. Okay. Now Safari Air WebKit, it was fixed, but it's still interesting. There was this stuff that an attacker could use the find getter in order to overwrite history back, go forward, and item. Okay, so if the victims, and that was this is quite common, no? Uses the history back function, the attacker could overwrite the getter and execute by using the eval function of the victim's frame, which is executed in the context of the victim. So, and no exception, same origin policy violation is triggered, and this one got executed in the victim context. This is fixed, okay, but is interesting because it's the use of every kind of feature which is blocked or allowed by a browser or another browser, but the thing is that if a vendor forgets to block some communication between frames, and it could be the apocalypse. On Opera, the top object could be overwritten. This could lead to framebuster buster, which means that every kind of anti-framing is quite bypassable, quite easily bypassable, and DOM-based cross-site scripting. So you know what a framebuster code is, something like this one, okay? If top not equal self, then let's reset the top location. But since the top object can be overwritten under Opera, you can just use a race condition in order to set the top reference to the self-reference of the victim window. So this is going to be equal, and it will be bypassed, okay? So welcome back, clickjacking. Another interesting thing is that since you can overwrite the top object, you can redefine methods. And since you can redefine methods, there's this nice code that gets executed in the victim context. So if the victim just called top focus, the method is executed in the victim context. Why? Similar to the defined getter payload of Safari, because of window 0 is itself. So it's allowed to be executed eval. This is just a screenshot of a proof of concept. Okay, on Google Chrome there's a guy that found that there's a way to exploit the frame buster by using the defined setter of the location of the top frame, so the attacker frame. Okay, the interesting thing here is that probably, well, it's based on trusted relationships about the application and the window reference, okay? So the victim thinks that it's been called by a legit site, okay? And it's due to the lack of standard for defining the policy of what has to be accessed and what not, okay? The good news is that probably if I did this research in 2006, a lot of other objects were overwritable or readable. The new version will allow only send message or post message, which is cross-frame communication method, which is a standard of HTML. No? But there are only a few other things to fix. Okay. Now let's reverse the reasoning. Let's see if we can use what's the HTML feature, rich internet application features, in order to exploit them by using some kind of technique. For example, Opera implemented this input element with the new type attribute, which is email and URL. If a user just press a key inside the input, you get the same as the location bar. Okay, so the history actually. So how to steal those very interesting data? By using the focus stealing technique. Set the onKeyDown event on the window. Set the focus to the input URL element in order for the key code to be the enter key, because the only problem with this interaction is that you can just press S and then use up and down cursor keys or the mouse and then enter or the left click. So there is no way to control directly by JavaScript. So we have to entice the user to do something in order to steal the data. If the user presses enter key, then let's steal the data by using a simple value attribute, which is readable, and then set the a new random or specific value inside the input object. So, how to force a user to press up, down, and enter keys in order to steal data? Let's see. Yeah. Here it is. Okay, let's use a game. For this game, you have to use the cursor keys and the enter in order to fire. Okay, this is a JavaScript game. So, down here, you see the input element, and I just put it outside of the window. Okay. Then we use the user hi, I am the victim. I just press enter and I begin. You will see, yeah, you will see here. I'm sorry, but yes, there's some problem. Here it is. Okay, you will see here the history still at the stolen history. Okay, here it is. So if I do, you can see what's happening. Okay, so this is the proof of concept. Okay, and this is here. It is okay. Fortunately, it's just implemented by Opera, okay? An attacker could steal internal host names, for example. Steal sessions, if there are in the query string. Gain internal IPs, steal the whole history, or focus directly on interesting hosts like, I don't know, Google, banking, and stuff. That should work also on type email, so probably you can steal also your the contacts addresses. And I don't know, if there's a browser vendor that is planning to implement it, he knows what to do. Okay. Now, the attribute selector, I think it's late as usual. I'm going quite fast. CSS attribute selector was is another interesting CSS tree. So regarding the rich internet application stuff, and it's been implemented by most of browsers, or all the browsers. And there's this interesting thing that there is the selector with the substring matching. So you can just select an object, a tag, with an attribute that begin with some value, that ends with some value, or that contains some value. Given this, it's quite it's easily understandable that we can abuse this functionality in order to infer and read, by inferring, the attribute values of a page without JavaScript, without using JavaScript. Okay, let's see now, babe. Well, it's 5 seconds, so. It's 5 seconds. 5 seconds from now. Okay, this is without JavaScript, and there is a meta refresh, which is getting, by inferring the content of an hidden attribute, okay, and I don't know, yeah, and that's the result, okay, very easy. Okay, now it's up to you.
All right, so we wanted to talk a bit about Google Gears as well. Google Gears is browser plugin that Google develops to make developing rich internet applications easier. It includes a bunch of different functionality. We'll only talk about some. Since we